got the real juice right there.
Guys, say what's up to the boss lady.
Yep.
Ready?
Watch out, Larry.
I got it.
Good morning.
There he
How's
is.
it going? What's up, player?
Man.
Chilling. Player.
The defense the first week of training camp seems like it's really clicking and together and cohesive. Would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely. But it's ultimately about getting better, and that's what we're trying to do every day we come out here.
Khalil, when you're on the field in a practice situation, go back against a guy like Bobby Massey.
Yeah.
After the play is over, do you give him any tips? Because he said yesterday that you're the best that he's going to go against, and he's awfully glad about that.
Oh man, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Just communicating back and forth, seeing what it is we both can get better at. And he's helping me get better, and I'm hoping I'm doing the same for him as well.
Khalil, when you talk about wanting to get better, I know you're talking about collectively, but what about individually? What do you want to get better at out here?
I mean, everything, man. I think C. Wood told me a long time ago, man, when he's good at everything on the football field, he's going to be done playing. And ultimately, he retired because he was the best at what he did. But, yeah, man, it's about coming here, picking the little things, whether it's get off and hands, feet. There's always something you can get better at.
And you're always looking to add things to the game, too.
Absolutely. Right in the pass.
What do you think of the Madden game rating the Bears as the best defense of the 32 defenses in their video game? I don't know if you play Madden at all. Or
I mean, that's exciting for the fans, you know, but it's about 2019 and getting ready for Green Bay first week. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think about at this point.
What will it be like to have Ha-Ha Clinton Dix out there with you now that he's been cleared?
Oh, man, it's going to be fun, man. I was talking to him today, and, I'm excited to get him back out there, get him rolling.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
What's it been like for you to work with Coach Monachino, and what have you?
Oh, man, I mean, he's worked with some of the best in the league, with Terrell Suggs and all different type of guys, man. And just understanding who you are as a player, he kind of knows and gives you different tools that you can use, and it's been very helpful so far.
In your experience, how important is that relationship with your position coach, with the day-to-day grind and all the things you go through?
Exactly, man. I mean, it's one of the most important in the building. You know what I mean? You're going to be with him every day. You're going to see him every day, and it's important to have that kind of bond and just knowing that he got my back and I got his back, and yeah, we're going to grind it out together.
You've been through these training camps, for a couple of years now. Is there any aspect of it that gets boring? And if so, what? Can you put your finger on?
I mean, it's training camp is never boring, man. You got too many different characters, man. There's always something going on. There's always somebody being joked on and different things going on around the building. So it's always exciting, man. But it is refreshing to get a breather here and there from these dudes' characters, man.
Khalil, given that you missed camp last year, how has these first few practices been beneficial for you?
It's been very beneficial, man. Just conditioning-wise, mentally, just getting back into the game, getting back to the grind, and putting the pads on and hitting guys. It's always beneficial, man, and it's going to go a long way throughout the season as well.
A year ago right now, how antsy were you getting? And what was it like not really knowing where your future would be, what city you'd be living in, where you'd be playing?
A year ago, it seems so long ago now, man. But yeah, you could say I was antsy because I love the game. You know what I mean? And this was the hardest part, to be away from the game. And my agent didn't want me to say that, you know what I mean? But at the time, you know what I mean? But I love the game, and it was real hard to stay away from it for so long. And so this year, I'm back in the grind, and it feels great.
When you look back a year from then, how happy are you with what turned out and how you're on the team that has such a good defense?
Oh, man. Yeah, man, it's a blessing. I say it every time, man, and I want to make the most of this opportunity, man. Yeah.
A lot of the young guys have talked about you working with them on the field, off the field. Why is it important for you to kind of take some of these younger players under your wing?
I mean, this is what it's ultimately about, man. Being in the position that I'm in, you want everybody around you to be better. I mean, to get better. And that's what it's all about. This game is all about making everybody around you great, you know what I mean? And not so much more making myself great, you know what I mean?
What about Chuck Harris, fellow Buffalo guy? What's it been like working with him?
Oh, man, it's fun, man. It's fun, man. It's like my little brother, man. Just everything is sticking to him, man. He's taking it in, and he's running with it, and I'm excited to see what he does in the preseason.
Clearly, the first time you went to the playoffs in Oakland in 16, you guys obviously had a fall off in 17.
Yeah.
What did you learn about that experience and just going through that, where you felt like you guys were positioned and then it didn't turn out that way?
Man, you learn a lot of different things, man. You learn that health-wise, you know what I mean, you got to have guys that stay on the field and be healthy and all those different things. But ultimately, the mindset, it can't change, man. You can't think you too good, you know what I mean? You got to kind of have your head down and stay humble and grind, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
Keem was saying once you hit that year 5, that urgency becomes more real for
Absolutely,
guys.
man. You're running out of time, man. There's not that much time, man. C. Wood used to say, I keep referring back to C. Wood and Justin Tuck, man, all these older dudes, because they kind of let us know, man, at an early point in my career, it's like, man, we ain't got no time to waste, man. We trying to win. You know what I mean? We old, man. We trying to win. And so that's the same thing, same mindset. You run out of time.
You're feeling
so you
your
got to win.
Kicking?
Absolutely. You got to win. You got to win now.
Well, today there was a lot of youth football programs here at Community Day. I talked to a lot of kids, and they all said, you know, you're their favorite player. What's it like knowing that you're the inspiration for an entire generation of young football players?
Oh, man, it's an honor, man. It's an honor. It's a great responsibility. It's a blessing. And it's humbling as well, you know what I mean? But ultimately, you want to keep showing a great example, setting a great example, and that's what I'm trying to do every day.
Are you comfortable with all the attention that you
Hell
get?
no.
Is it more here than you've had in other places?
Absolutely.
That just doesn't seem like a natural fit for you.
At all.
How do you deal with that?
I'm still dealing with it, man. I still don't know how to handle it. It's different for me, but ultimately I'm trying to be professional about it. My dog Aaron helping me out with that. Aaron Clark helping me out with that. So, yeah, we still grinding through it, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thank you.
Tariq, man, stop, man. Hey, you saw me, man.
6:30.
That was last 30 seconds.
Well, we're splitting it up into 30-second segments.
Take the last 30 seconds.
You got good sound from the right side. I got good sound from the left side. As soon as it was there, I had it cranked all the way.
You're talking over there.
Soft-spoken.
It's over there running.
Calling that man soft.
Right? Yeah.
He's running. Picking up the football. You want to split it with Adam?
I'll do the first one.
It's about 6.5. Or maybe, yeah.
I got 6-12.
At some point, yeah. Well,
You know that's why John's been going for the first 6 days.
right now, he's just good at coming up to me after he signed it. Yeah.
You have to request them.
Oh, I can't go and get it?
I don't think so, no.
I mean, I see everybody and their brother over there.
There's only 2 cameras. They have reporters too. Oh, yeah, we go for it. Hey, you know what? I'm not. Go for it.
No, I know you know. I'm just saying definitely.
What, you just go there if you want to. Right, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You missed that guy. Where is Cody? Didn't trust me to that.
Oh, he did.
Every time I step up, there's a joke. I'm stepping into the close. I keep saying,
They said they were talking.
Maggie's going to the podium.
You guys make this always so hard for me. Thank you, man. I'm trying to get the corner.
All right. So we just wrapped up our 10-10-10 practice where the guys just to kind of get through some of the motions of the plays and 50-50 balls, that sort of thing. We had a couple guys, as you saw. We gave them some vet days, so that's what was good for them. And I think for some of our younger guys to get some reps during this day is always good too. So get a little break here and then come on back on Thursday, and we'll be back at it for a couple days of pads and get some live action in there.
Matt, what went into the decision to pull HaHa back up?
Just the fact that we thought that he's ready, you know, and so he did some Indy today, and again just kind of glide into it with him. He had a great OTAs with us mentally, running around physically, and then he just had that little deal there at the end. So I like where he's at, and it's good for him to get out there.
How would you surmise what Eddie did with his kicks?
Today? Yeah, he missed 2 kicks, and that's what we said is about production. You got to make them, but we'll look forward to him continuing to bounce back from it, and we'll keep charts on how this goes. They all matter, so you know, these kickers want to make every one, and so I don't know the details on how he missed it or why, but you know, we're certainly looking at all that.
You said the other day they need to earn dealer's choice. Did he not earn that today? Is that?
I don't know. I have to ask Tabes. I stayed back and just watched. I didn't get in that conversation.
Matt, we've talked to you about James Daniels going back to center a couple times now that the pads were on for a couple days. What did you see out of him? How comfortable is he back there? And what will we see out of him when he's playing well?
It seemed like a really natural transition for him, which is as expected. For him, the guys are really just you know, making good communication between the guards and the centers, and I'm looking forward to him to seeing how he does. I'm not really concerned. I think it's gonna be good.
Matt, yesterday, Chase said that he views he looks like he views the playing field as a coach would. You've been at multiple stops. Is there
Who's that?
Chase Daniel.
Yeah,
said that. You've been with him multiple spots. Is there a place when you sort of noticed him viewing the game like a coach would, or is that something that some people maybe have and some people don't?
No, he has that. He's always had that. Chase is really cerebral. He knows what he's doing, and he's in a position right now where he's really like another coach. So, and then you saw last year he was able to jump in there for a couple games and do some good things for us. So it's just nice to have. I'm comfortable with him because we've been together for a while.
Right.
I know
you were excited about the versatility that Patterson brings. Have you found that you can be as creative as you want to be with him? That is there really a limit on where you could put him? Or?
No, there's not a limit. He can do a lot of different things. I think for us, the limit is doing too much. You know what I mean? That somewhere it's got to stop. We can't do too much with him, but we'll have a balance with it. We have a plan. I don't know how much you'll see. Maybe
you start scheming things in your head, and you're like, "Oh, that's too crazy.
It depends.
Rein this in."
It depends. It's hard because, you know, maybe the first time we do it, it might, you know, who knows when it is, but we'll test it out. It's going to be a process throughout the year as to see, you know, where he fits in 100%. But right now, looking at him as a wide receiver, he's done a really good job.
What's your assessment of the wide receiver depth as a whole and how that competition is played out?
Well, I think that we have some of the best depth at wide receiver that we've had in a long time. I know the teams I've been on, and that's great because it creates competition. And then the other thing too is what you're able to do is you're able to get your guys that need a little rest. You can pull them back and let these younger guys come in and see what they can do. So we've done that. Had a couple hamstring injuries with Riley and Jordan and Williams Lambert, but we'll get them back. But the more depth we can have creates competition, the better we are.
How about what you've seen from Javon Wims? I know he stood out at times last year during camp, but what has he shown so far?
He came on during camp and then went through the season, was on and off the 46, and then the Vikings game last year, he had a couple big third down catches, and it takes time. I think he's finding out who he is, and we're finding out where he fits in the offense, but I like his size. I like what he does as a route runner. It's what we saw at Georgia.
What about Emmanuel Hall? Just same deal with the tightness there?
Yeah, same thing. You know, you start getting into these muscle groups, the groins, the hamstrings, sometimes they creep back, and that's where he's at. We're just trying to be real cautious with it.
On the other side, behind Prince and
yeah.
Kyle, you guys are young.
Mhm.
What stands out to you about that group of young corners, and what do you like, and what do you need to get out of them this summer?
So there's not a lot of experience there. There's not. So we're going to get them some experience in the preseason, and I think that's going to be great for them. You look at a guy like John Franklin, who played a different position, and now he's coming back. So there's some rawness to him, but he has the skill set. And then you got a guy like Kevin Tolliver, who again we got as a free agent, and he comes in this thing. He learns a new system last year, and now he comes in this year to learn a new system. So kind of starting over again. So they're going to have to pick it up, and we need to keep rolling there with, and then you obviously talk about Duke Shelley too as a nickel type guy, possible corner. So I'm, between the wide receivers and the DBs, I'm really excited to see some of the depth we have there.
Hold on a second. Sorry, David. With Tolliver,
Yeah.
what types of traits really stand out to you when he does know it and when he's gotten a chance to?
Well, he has the size, so when he gets up and presses you, he can do some things there. He does have ball skills. I think the biggest thing that he's going to keep having to continue to grow with is just schematically what his responsibilities are, and then when he does that, he'll make that jump.
How big a project is Rashad Coward, and how important is he to the depth on the offensive line?
Yeah, it's a great question. Last year I felt like project. This year I feel like it's time to go. And he made a big jump last year from transitioning from the defensive line to O-line. Right away there was reservation. But then once he went all in, he was all in. Man, I think he might have played the most preseason snaps last year on our team. So this year, again, he's going to get more reps. He's very valuable for us as a guy that can play different positions on the O-line.
Man, how does Mike Davis fit as a complement to Cohen and Montgomery? How do they complement each other well?
They're all so. I mean, Tariq is a guy that's a little bit different than those two guys, but in the way that has a little bit more experience in this offense, can play a little bit more of the wide receiver position. But those other two guys, they're similar, but yet they have some different traits that I think is neat. And I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but right now, I mean, I think you saw yesterday in practice the footwork of Montgomery. I mean, you go back and watch the tape, and you see his feet shuffling. He's making people miss in between the tackles. That's hard to do. And so now the next part is once you make people miss, you're about to get hit. So now you got to hold on to the football, which he did a great job at his career. Mike Davis did a lot of good things so far. And, once we get to the preseason, I think we'll be able to probably answer more questions.
Coach, I don't know if you touched on this already, but what was it like to have, all these groups out here, especially like some of the families dealing with chronic illnesses,
Yeah.
to have them out here?
Well, it's always special. Anytime you deal with these people, that's what we all are, is just human beings. The human element of trying to pull you back and remind you we got things pretty good. And now we all have different situations, but my heart reaches out to all those people, because I just think that we can make their day just by going over, signing autographs, shaking their hand, taking a picture, etc. That's what it's all about.
Right, you give a difference, Kyle Long this year. You had to rest him a lot last summer.
Yeah.
What have you seen physically after a couple days of
Well, he right now, Brad, for me in the 2 years now, and I've heard from other people in previous years, this is the best shape, condition, strength, mental, where he's at right now is in a good place. And so he's worked hard for that. He's all in. He's committed. And even today, he's out there running around when we gave some other guys similar in age a vet day. And so that's a credit to him. And we want to just make sure that he gets stronger and stronger. And then when we get to week 1, he's at the best he's ever been.
Matt, can you just clear? We had some confusion in the room yesterday. What is 10-10-10 again?
So 10-10-10, what that is basically it's 10 plays of offense. For the offense, it's basically carded. The defense gives us a look. And then it's 10 plays for the defense. The offense gives them a look. And then it's 10 minutes of special teams. And then we repeat that 3 times. So that's how. So it's more of a controlled, hey, we want this look, rather than competing against each other. And we'll sprinkle those in. Plus, they get an extra hour of sleep, 9:05 time.
Thanks, guys. How long you guys have on that?
Put me down for part.
9 minutes. You want to split it? Rich, you want to split it 3 ways?
I'll do part 1.
I'll do part 2.
Rich, JJ.